You're watching Times Now. The big breaking news coming in amid the showdown over the Waqf Amendment Act. The centre has countered the Waqf Law fearmongers. Union Minister Kiren Rijiju fact-checks anti-reform lobby. He said some are misleading on the Waqf Law. Rijiju also highlighted how the Waqf Amendment Act will help Muslims and how the Waqf Law will stop misuse. In fact, Kiran Rijiju has steered into the I.N.D.I.A propaganda. Listen in to what the minister has said.
आप बताइए, ये देश कानून से चलता है। किसी का प्रॉपर्टी ऐसे आप छीन सकते हैं क्या? किसी का मस्जिद को कोई ऐसे छीन सकते हैं क्या इस देश में? इन कांग्रेस, कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी और कांग्रेस के कुछ साथियों ने लोगों को गुमराह करने का कोशिश किया। हम लोग ने क्लियरली कहा है कि वक्फ संशोधन अधिनियम ये न्याय देने के लिए है, गरीब मुसलमानों को इंसाफ देने के लिए है, छीनने के लिए नहीं है। गरीब मुसलमानों का हक को छीना है कांग्रेस पार्टी और वक्फ बोर्ड के लोगों ने, मुतावाली लोगों ने, और जो मुसलमानों का कुछ ठेकेदार लोग हैं उन लोगों ने लूटा है, छीना है उन लोगों ने। नरेंद्र मोदी का सरकार जो छीना गया वक्फ प्रॉपर्टी को फिर से गरीबों के लिए देने के लिए कानून बनाया, तो ये उल्टा कह रहे हैं। इसलिए हमने जो तब प्रावधान किया, इसमें ट्रांसपेरेंसी लाएंगे, वक्फ प्रॉपर्टी का मैनेजमेंट में अकाउंटेबिलिटी लाएंगे, हिसाब किताब पूरा पोर्टल, सेंट्रलाइज पोर्टल होगा, एक संपत्ति वक्फ का हिसाब किताब देना होगा, मैनेजमेंट प्रॉपर होना होगा और डॉक्यूमेंटेशन होना होगा।
Meanwhile, there's been a fresh provocation by Asaduddin Owaisi in the national capital. He says he would never accept the Waqf Law. In fact, Owaisi has also gone on to say, when 70% of the property is occupied, then why are you making them owners? We will try to do a proper post-mortem of the booklet released by the Bharatiya Janata Party. My colleagues Pragya and Pradeep are live with us on the broadcast. Pragya, to you first. Asaduddin Owaisi, one of those who've been voicing their opinions against the Waqf Act, now in the national capital, again instigating the kind of, spread of misinformation around the Waqf Act that we have seen in the past few weeks. Once again, Owaisi doing the same thing in Delhi.
The stand that has been made clear by Mr. Owaisi, and not just Mr. Owaisi, but there are many opposition parties like Samajwadi Party and Congress. They are saying that they are against Waqf Act, and this is the central government is trying to have control over Waqf boards. This is the allegation, and that is why there is also vote bank politics behind it. BJP, according to many of the BJP leaders, they believe that this is vote bank politics, and this is primarily a disinformation campaign, not just misinformation campaign by these opposition leader. Time and again, Union Minister I.N.D.I.A, who is a law minister, and also Minority Affairs Minister Mr. Kiren Rijiju have explained that this has nothing to do with acquiring lands. It is just to make the whole process and system transparent about the registration of Waqf land, about transparency in the Waqf land, and also to do away with all the disputes and ensure that there is justice being done. Also, this Waqf land should not become a property of land sharks, but it should go and for which it is meant, which is help the needy people, help the needy Pasmandas, help the needy Shias, Sunnis. So, they have made it very clear the reforms are much needed. There had been reports and committee reports as well in the past that who also, advised and said that there are reforms that are needed because these Waqf land deals have largely become an adda for the Waqf land mafias. And this is exactly what is being preventing, this new act is preventing, the problem here is that it should not become a land deal, and Waqf should be used for the needy. And this is exactly what the ministers are also explaining to each and every member of Muslim board. In fact, they believe and they claim that many in the Muslim community have come to them and in fact thanked Prime Minister for this particular reform. And in fact, we had seen how Bohra community representative also met Prime Minister Narendra Modi, thanked him for the particular reforms that have been needed, and no one even was brave enough to do these reforms because they were afraid that they will lose the Muslim vote bank, which is very essential for their existence.
Right.
So BJP believe that these reforms are needed, and people of the community will in time realize that this was actually for their benefit and not as per what opposition leaders are claiming and fear-mongering right now.
Absolutely, Pragya. The centre clarifying all those who have been speaking against the Waqf Act and the fear-mongering that has been going on. Let me quickly go across to Pradeep Datta as well. Pradeep, on a day when Times Now has been showing how just 15 kilometers away from Owaisi's residence, there has been land loot that has been happening, Owaisi comes across and says in the national capital that this is going against Muslims, when in fact the ground reality is completely different.
Yes, you're absolutely right. That's one of the reasons that the Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju has started a campaign, and this awareness drive has started from Mumbai, where he is trying to tell people that how the disinformation campaign is going from the opposition side, especially All India Muslim Personal Law Board, and some of the opposition party leaders who are trying to portray Modi government in bad light as if Modi is against Muslims. Nothing of that sort. He said land is really very important to the country, and land should be utilized by poor people and for the welfare and benefit of the people. But nothing of that sort has been happening, as my colleague Pragya rightly said, because there had been a Waqf mafia who had been looting the land because they were the one who were encroaching upon the land. It was only handful of the people who were benefited because of this previous Waqf Act. So most of the Muslims had been suffering. In longer run, this is going to be the best of the reform. And they also tried to explain things that how Azam Khan, when he was a minister in the Samajwadi Party government, he was in charge of the Kumbh Mela. They said, but we never ever objected to that because they are the same political parties who keep on talking about secularism. But if a Hindu is made part of any of the Waqf body, why they have a problem? Because already this issue had been red flagged by them in the Supreme Court also, and Supreme Court has also asked the question in this regard to the government. The government has said before hearing they will not implement any of these three things of what they are objecting to. So they will wait for the hearing on the May 6th. That's what actually the government is saying. But so far as the opposition party leaders are concerned, Asaduddin Owaisi, he has already made it clear that this law will not be acceptable to them because they are going to fight tooth and nail against this law because they will not allow this law to be implemented at any cost. And you can see also the problem is that even there are some leaders like Mamta Banerjee also, she has also objected. She has said that she will not enforce or implement this law in her state. So
that's right, Pradeep. So political parties and groups, of course, voicing their opinions, the opposition, especially the India bloc, voicing their opinion against the Waqf Act, but the centre clarifying and making its stance very clear that it is not against the Muslim community. In fact, it's only going to benefit them. Pradeep Datta and Pragya, thanks very much for joining us at the moment and getting us the latest. With that,